Today, I'm going to give you the definitive guide to what BLM really is, how to find camping on BLM land, and what the rules are. Welcome to episode 12 of Be a Nomad, Change Your Life. Hey everybody, it's Robin with Creativity RV, and I am super excited today to go over BLM camping. So welcome to episode 12 of Be a Nomad, Change Your Life. I cannot believe we've done 12 weeks already, you guys. If you've been following along since the beginning, you know that we've gone over what boondocking is and budget and what kind of rig is right for you and if you'll be happier on the road. And also, my goal here is to give you an arsenal of camping options that you can use so when you want to hit the road full time, you have an entire list of places that you can go to find camping, either on a budget, free, or in a campground, whatever works for you. And today I'm going to talk to you about BLM. So I'm going to tell you what it is, how you find it, and what the rules are. When I first started my nomadic life, I admit that I was a little bit daunted by the idea of BLM because in a lot of examples, you go down some dirt road into a turnout and you're camping by yourself and you never know if you're on somebody's land or if someone's going to knock on your door and kick you out or if it's safe. But I'll tell you that I have become a huge fan of camping on BLM land because I have found that it's everywhere and it's mostly free and it's easy to find when you know how to do it. So I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But first, let me go over with you what BLM actually is. Down in the description and at the top of the comments, I'm going to give you guys a link to my blog where I'm doing an updated post on BLM land. So if you like, go over there and keep it in your favorites because it's going to have all these links and a little bit more information. But let's start here with a quick overview of what BLM is. When you look at an organizational chart of the Bureau of Land Management, it looks like a game of chutes and ladders. It can be really complicated, but here's what you guys need to know. The BLM is a federal agency. So here's the federal government, and here's the Department of the Interior, which is what BLM is under now. And here's BLM, and then under that, you're going to see a bunch of different agencies. So usually, when you go out to find a BLM spot, you're going to find a sign that looks like this. See that little blue triangle? It's the Bureau of Land Management symbol. Sometimes when you go to public land, you'll see that on its own, or you'll see it in conjunction with another agency like the Department of Wildlife or a recreation area or a national forest. But if it has a BLM symbol, it's actually managed under that umbrella. That's what's important to know. And let's pop over to the BLM website so I can show you what they say about camping. So here's a screenshot that I got from blm.gov. The link is below, and you're going to see that they have lots of different mandates there. They do preservation, they do mining, they also battle forest fires, but you're going to see here that they also cover recreation, and that's where we come in because camping is under recreation in the BLM guidelines. And if you think it's hard to find, take a look at these two maps. This is a map of BLM landmass. Now, it is not as available on the East Coast as it is on the West, so sorry East Coast people. But on the West, it takes up a huge amount of our landmass. So if you put together the National Forest land that's available to us and the BLM land that's available to us, 25% of the entire U.S. is available for us to camp on, and a lot of that is free. So take a look at this screenshot from blm.gov. You'll see here that they do a bunch of stuff, but look down at the bottom. 90% of BLM land is available for recreation for free, and that is very cool. So inside of the BLM recreation areas, you're going to find developed campgrounds and you're going to find dispersed camping or off-grid type of campgrounds. In a minute, I'm going to show you how to find those campgrounds, but first let's look at the rules. This is actually from the BLM website. You're going to see here that up at the top, they have the rules for regular campgrounds. Quiet hours and trash and all of that stuff is addressed. But if you go down, you're going to see their dispersed camping rules. And generally, this is true for most BLM sites. You can look at it by state, but this is the one for Colorado. In dispersed camping sites, you can stay for 14 days. You have to move 25 miles from your original spot after that 14 days, and you can only come back to that spot after 28 days. So you could jump around full time from BLM spot to BLM spot, totally free, and camp that way. I'm going to stop really quick and go down to this last rule because you guys know I've done 3 videos on composting toilets, and one of them was where you dump the compost. I got a lot of pushback in the comments, and people are very passionate about this subject on both sides, but I wanted to point out here that you can put human waste in the ground, at least in Colorado. Rules change by state, but in Colorado you can put human waste in the ground as long as it's 6 inches deep, and that doesn't include if you compost. So composters out there, bring a shovel if you need to change out your composting material. It is allowed. Some people don't like to do it. Sometimes I put mine in a bag and throw it out. It just depends on how well composted I think my stuff is, but wanted to point that out for those of you that have a composting toilet or you're thinking about it. Okay, so let's get to the fun part, which is how you find the camping. So let's go to the blm.gov website. On the right-hand side, you're going to see a drop-down where you choose your state. So for this example, I'm going to use Colorado since that's where I'm camping today. I actually downloaded the PDF for Colorado Recreation, and I'm going to scroll down here and show you guys all of the camping areas. See this little camping symbol? If I scroll down, it's at the top of almost every single one of these camping areas. I think I found one in this PDF that didn't allow camping and it was just a day use area. So there are a lot of beautiful places, and if you want to have a guide offline, I recommend downloading the PDF because it gives you good directions and it gives you an overview of the site. Now let's go over to blm.gov and do a search. If you have an internet connection, a search is really great. So I'm going to have the link for this below, but you put in your state and then you go to the drop down and choose camping, and then look at all of these places that are in Colorado alone. So let's go ahead and go down and click on one. This first campground is a pay campground, and you can see that it's only $11, which is great, but that is actually kind of unusual. So let's go find another one. I'm scrolling, look at all these campgrounds. Let's check out this Sage campground. Okay, this one is free and it accepts big RVs. That is why I like the blm.gov website, because you're not taking someone else's word for it. You know what the actual deal is if you want to go to a BLM campground. You can also, of course, try freecampsites.net. Here, I'll walk you through how to do that. You go to freecampsites.net and you can use the GPS icon to get to a spot, or you can search by name. So here I'm going to put in Buena Vista, and sure enough, to the right, you're going to see the campground that I'm in called the 4 Mile Campground. By the way, I did not find this through Free Campsites. I'll give you another way to find it in a second here. But I like this because you can see comments and pictures, and people will tell you how the road in is, and they also mention, hopefully, how the cell signal is, which is important to me because I'm still working on the road. Now, I did not find this place through freecampsites.net or through the blm.gov site. This time I actually found this site by going to Google and putting in camping near me. I do this all the time. Camping near me or campgrounds near me. I will find camping that is not listed in other places, and I'll give you an example here. Let's go into Google. I did this search. Let's go ahead and scroll up and down. You have a ton of options, some pay campgrounds, some free. Let's click on this one. It takes you over to the reviews on Google, and then I can actually go to the website, which is cool. So you guys, that's it. It does not have to be daunting. BLM land is everywhere. Sometimes it's close to cities and sometimes it's far away, but it's not that hard to find if you have the tools. So I'm going to give you links for blm.gov, what BLM is. I'm going to give you a link to that search page so you can search freecampsites.net, and to my blog, where I have a lot of these links and some other ones. I hope you find this helpful, you guys, because I want you to be able to get out on the road and live this amazing life that I'm living. I am so in love with this, and you're catching me on a good day for this video because I've never been happier in my life just walking around and looking at this BLM land and meeting the other people that have a similar aspiration to live a full life like I do is just really fulfilling to me. And I know a lot of you are on the road already. If you are, please do leave your comments below, any tips for other people. But if you're waiting to get on the road because you want to be a nomad and change your life, I recommend you try BLM land. It is really great. So you guys, if this is helpful, please do hit the little thumbs up on your way out of the video, put a comment down there, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I wish you all happy travels out there, and be free.